What comes to mind when you think of environmental problems? You may picture burning coal and fossil fuels, deforestation, the melting of the ice caps, or air and water pollution. But do you know that food waste is actually one of the largest contributors to climate change and environmental degradation? Hi, my name is Andrea, and welcome to the Stop Wasting Food course. In the next modules, we will explore together the problem of food waste and some of the many ways in which policymakers, businesses, and consumers can take action to decrease it.
Approximately 1/3 of all the food we produce globally for human consumption is thrown away and never gets eaten. This means that all of the resources like land, water, labor, and investments that we put into producing, transporting, storing, preparing, and serving this food end up all in the bin. In fact, if food waste were a country, it would be the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases, accounting for 8% of global emissions, right after China and the United States.
So when assessing the environmental impact of food waste, it is important to consider that not all food is equal, and neither is all food waste equal. Producing certain foods takes more resources and energy than others. For example, a single kilo of beef uses something like 15,000 liters of water, whereas a kilo of potatoes requires 250. Since these products have a much larger environmental impact than vegetable products, it is particularly important to minimize food waste from meat and other animal products.
Just as an example, putting an apple into the bin wastes enough water to flush a toilet 7 times. Throw away a hamburger, and you're letting the equivalent of 16 bathtubs full of water go down the drain.
When food waste ends up into landfills, it is compressed into layers with other non-degradable, non-compostable waste and degrades without oxygen. This releases methane, which has a warming potential 28 times more potent than CO2 emissions. But food waste does not only have a negative effect on the environment, it is also bad for people and communities. About 800 million people around the world do not have access to sufficient food, and yet the food we waste every year could feed 1.8 billion individuals.
This means there is really no need to convert new land for agriculture and increase the use of water and other resources if we decrease food waste and optimize our existing food chains. Sustainable agriculture and reduced food waste is key for feeding an increasing population whilst minimizing environmental damage.
In addition to its detrimental environmental and social impact, food waste is also very costly. It is estimated that the global economy loses approximately $1 trillion every year due to food waste. It is the equivalent of food businesses throwing away 1/3 of their profits. Now, at the individual and household level, food waste contributes to poverty and economic insecurity as families spend precious resources on food that is not consumed. So food waste causes major environmental, social, and economic problems. So what benefits can we expect from preventing food waste? Preventing food waste has clear benefits for a range of socioeconomic issues. It is good for people, for the planet, for businesses, and even for health, as people become more conscious about the type of food they consume. So stopping food waste is a clear win-win-win type of scenario. So why are we not better at it? Food waste seems at first glance as a very easy problem to fix, but in fact is what in political science is called a wicked problem. For one, to so many people, it's not even a problem. Also, the data on food waste is not systematically collected around the world, so it is hard to grasp the scale of the problem and define workable solutions. At the same time, social and cultural norms and behaviors around food can be very difficult to change. More challenges arise from the fact that action to reduce food waste at one stage of the food system may create problems at another stage or may exacerbate other social, economic, and environmental issues.
For example, increasing the price of food commodities reduces food waste at the manufacturing and household level. However, higher food prices decreases access to quality nutrition and lead to food poverty and insecurity. Or what about composting food waste? This may seem like a great idea. Organic fertilizers have significant economic value and have even been called the black gold. However, if we only focus on composting, we are sending the wrong signal to actors at other stages of the food chain, effectively telling them that it's okay to waste food as long as it's composted.
This is what makes food waste a wicked and thus difficult problem to fix. But what can be done? It will take coordinated systemic efforts at many levels and by many stakeholders to decrease it, not to mention changing individual behavior. In this course, we will go through a range of issues to help you better understand the multifaceted problem of food waste. We will also discuss some of the solutions for addressing food waste and the role that policymakers, businesses, and consumers play. We will give you tips and ideas and prompt your creativity and reflection on your role in preventing food waste, so you can come up with your own solutions that work for you, your community, or your company. So let's dive right in with the next video.